Bay Area beach towns suffered heavy damage Thursday from high waves and storm surge that devastated the coastline. Around Santa Cruz, seaside streets were littered with debris, soaked with flooding, and battered by big waves. The city closed the Santa Cruz Wharf, Main Beach, and Cowell Beach because of the massive waves and resulting damage. At Rio Del Mar State Beach in Santa Cruz, logs littered the sandy coast, and onlookers sat on perches witnessing Mother Nature in action. In addition, West Cliff in Santa Cruz was also closed between Columbia and David Way. The iconic road is still being repaired from last year's storms. Meanwhile, in Pacifica, a pair of crab fishers arrived at Lindamar Beach and then turned around to go home. Apparently, that's not going to happen, Paul Gonzalez said, but the pier's closed. These waves are outrageous. Steve Ramirez sighed and said, "We're just going to pack up." Several people were soaked and knocked off their feet when powerful wave crashed over a seawall in Pacifica, California, on Thursday, December 28th, while big swells caused havoc along the coast. Footage of the moment was captured by Antonio Maffei, shows people noticing the wave too late to escape and being swept up in the water. The National Weather Service and local officials urged people to stay away from the coastline. The debris deposited on streets was so heavy that road crews used plows to clear the scenic State Highway 1, south of San Francisco. Other stretches of the road were too buried to clear. Officials issued evacuation orders for several northern and central California coastal communities. High surf warnings and advisories are in effect along the entire California coast, as waves are expected to break up to 40 feet high. Water poured up into the Pacific Hotel Breeze parking lot and rolled high along the pier. A crowd gathered to watch, many forced to run squealing from the sea surging into unexpected terrain. A few of those fleeing were soaked up to their knees. As of Thursday afternoon, reports from the Bay Area's coastal buoys were showing waves just under 30 feet off both the Sonoma County coast and Monterey Bay. Huge low-pressure systems in the Pacific Ocean are pushing large groups of waves toward the California coast. The National Weather Service reported that its buoy off Bodega Bay recorded waves up to 28 feet on Thursday morning, closing in on the previous record of 31 feet seen during January storms at the beginning of the year. Early in the morning, the Stinson Beach Fire Department issued an evacuation order for several neighborhoods because of high surf, as the winds and waves were enormous, telling people they could find a temporary safe harbor at the Stinson Beach Community Center. Drone pilot David Golubev shot video of the swell hitting the beach around 11 a.m. and getting dangerously close to houses and buildings along the shoreline. Definitely the highest tide I've seen so far. You could see it on the beach. It came up all the way to the top, Golubev said. The evacuation order was lifted in the early afternoon when the tide receded. Stinson Beach Fire Chief Jesse Perry said crews are still assessing the damage in the area, and at last count Thursday afternoon, one person has minor injuries and a handful of homes suffered minor structural damage. The community is really resilient, so they came together to help sandbag and help each other out, said Perry, who reiterated that people should continue to stay away from the water.
All right, we got a set coming in now.
Further south in San Francisco, strong swells crashed against San Francisco's Fort Point. Waves flooded the Santa Cruz County coastline Thursday morning, closing sections of East Cliff Drive and blocking off the Rio Del Mar Esplanade. Residents along the coast from Las Olas Drive to just past Hidden Beach County Park are being told to prepare for possible evacuations. The area of Rio Del Mar typically sees flooding whenever we get some sort of substantial rainfall, said Ashley Keene, the public information officer for the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office. That's what we started seeing this morning around 7 o'clock, with that high tide and rain coming in. An evacuation warning is also in effect for Pajaro Dunes, about 10 miles south, by Sunset State Beach near Watsonville. In the city of Santa Cruz, officials closed the Santa Cruz Wharf, Main Beach, Cowell Beach, and a half-mile stretch of West Cliff Drive. Videos and images shared by the Sheriff's Office and the California Highway Patrol showed mounds of driftwood pushed onto the esplanade and waves hammering the old cement ship by Seacliff State Beach's Aptos Pier. The water, logs, and debris on the roadway prompted the road closures, CHP spokesperson Israel Murillo told SFGate. In a post on X, CHP said residents should exercise extreme caution near the ocean. Multiple rounds of rainfall, powerful winds, and the full moon's gravitational pull are contributing to the surges of seawater, SFGate reported Tuesday.